just
yes.
start by congratulating the
you may.
Mets. I mean, that was a pretty impressive 4 games they played against us. They did not let us up for air at any point. Their domination of the early part of the game and their pitching was impressive. They played well. They didn't make mistakes. So it's not so much to be disappointed in our performance. They were just that good for 4 days, man. So I got to give them credit. I'm really happy for TC. Terry and I go way back. I know how much this means to him and his family too. So that's very spectacular for him. Of course, I prefer my family celebrating right now, but I'm really happy for him and his group. They did a great job, and they were outstanding for 4 games.
Okay, thank you, Joe. And right straight back in the middle.
Hi.
Yes, sir.
Can you just talk a little bit about what's going through your head right now as you look back and reflect on what this team was able to accomplish this season?
That's what I talked to the team about. That's why I was late getting on over here. I talked to them first of all, listen, go ahead and lose hard for 30 minutes like we always do, then let's move it along and really understand and celebrate what we accomplished this year. For me personally, I walked in the door not really knowing anybody in Arizona, hardly anybody in Arizona when we got there in February. And how we built relationships and created a culture within 1 year is pretty spectacular within the clubhouse. I mentioned to them how important it is that as we move forward, we go to spring training next year, we know exactly what we want to do and how we want to do it. And then on top of that, our young players have learned how to win on the major league level, which matters. And to get within 4 games of the World Series in your freshman year is not a bad thing. So, of course, we wanted to go further, and of course, it's highly disappointing. However, you got to look at the positives that are involved, and that's what I want them to really focus on when they go home, and they have a chance to reflect individually and as a group all that we've accomplished this year.
Okay, and all the way in the back in the center.
Hey,
Yes,
Joe.
sir.
2 questions. One, are you a little shocked that it was a 4-game sweep, the way you were coming into the playoffs? And can you say a few words about Daniel Murphy?
Yeah, I mean, I did anticipate, more games than 4. I absolutely did, unless that we had won 4. That would have been okay. But yeah, it was the way it started out in New York. Their pitching was really dominating there, and then we got back home. I thought we would figure it out back home, but it just did not want to work out. They really, like I said, they smothered us early, and that's always a great game plan, and they were able to do that, and they kind of dictated the action based on that. And again, all the credit to them. Daniel Murphy, I've not seen anything like this, I don't think ever. I saw Bonds in the 2002 World Series where you did not want to throw a baseball to him as a pitcher. And right now, it's just incredible. Line drive to left, homer to right, or homer to center. He looks like he's going to hit the ball hard on every pitch. It's unusual to see a guy that locked in and that locked in at this particular moment. Again, credit to him. He was obviously a big part of their success, and you don't see that very often.
And right here in front.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
What was your message to the young guys in the locker room after the game?
I was saying, I mean, I want them to understand and embrace all that they have done well this year. Just don't look at these last couple games and focus on that at all. See how far we've come within a very short period of time. Understand the personal growth and the team growth that occurred. And also understand we go to spring training next year, we could just really just jump right on it. We know where we want. We know what we want to do and how we want to do it. Off season, to get to stay in touch, that kind of stuff. But listen, man, I could not be more thrilled with the group. The one thing I mentioned, as of this morning, there's only 4 teams playing in the big leagues, and we were one of them. That's pretty solid.
And over here to the left.
Yes, Joel.
Joe, you have history with Terry going
Yeah.
back, and you have some appreciation for the game.
Yeah.
He spent almost a half a century chasing getting
Yeah.
to a World Series. I wonder what you think for him right now.
No, I'm ecstatic for him personally. I really am. I mean, I know TC. We're both minor league grunts at heart. He came up the same way I did. We crossed paths in the 80s when he was with the Dodgers and I was with the Angels, and eventually worked together in Anaheim. So, and I know him. I know his family. I knew his dad. So I'm really happy for him. Honestly, I'm sincerely very happy for him. I know how much it means to him. I know how hard he works. I know how good he is at his craft. So for all those different reasons, I'm happy for him and his family.
And over here to the left.
Yes.
Hi, Joe. Just as far as tonight's game, that sequence to Duda in the first inning where it looks like Hamill may have struck him out on the 2-2 pitch,
Yep.
And then could you just expand on that a little bit, and then just overall what you think of Jason's performance? Obviously, didn't come up.
Yeah, Hammer had a tough time. I mean, gosh, I didn't see that. I didn't see the 4 points in the first inning. I thought he was, look, if you look at the gun, like the base hit, I think, by Granderson, the left field's a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. I mean, I've been talking, his stuff has been good. I didn't realize the pitch to do to the 2-2 pitch was that good. I didn't realize that. But then again, I'm not going to blame anything on an umpire right now. We have plenty of times to straighten things out or make a better pitch on the next pitch. The thing about our group that I really appreciate, there's two things. They're very accountable, and there's not a sense of entitlement among them. So for me to lament the situation like that, I'd be absolutely going against what we're attempting to create within this organization. So, bully for Duda to come back and do what he did. It's just, I didn't see the 4 points early. Even as Duda's base hit against Travis, that was a bit of a surprise also, because Travis against him is a really, really good matchup. So that's just good hitting on his part.
And over here to the right.
Joe, as
Yes,
you
sir.
go into the offseason, what tops your wish list for this team going into next year?
Oh, that's we'll talk to Theo and Jed. Obviously, you're going to look at always to augment your pitching. Always, that's just you do. The team on the field, you could see it was pretty thick. The team on the field was pretty thick. Bullpen with the additions, the late season additions were kind of interesting also. But for me, you look among the players, it's kind of solvent among the group on the field. There's probably more of a pitching-oriented kind of a thing, but you'd have to talk to them about it. I mean, I'm a pretty good company guy. Whatever they decide to do, I'll be there for them.
And right here in the middle.
Yes, sir.
When you were on that beach in Pensacola last fall, I'm sure Theo and Jed established some expectations for you to expect coming in about what they would be able to provide to you and support you, and how the whole organization would be able to support you. Can you talk a little bit about how those expectations have been met? Or
Yeah, they're pretty phenomenal, actually, from the Ricketts family to the front office, Theo and Jed, the whole group. I mean, all the guys and ladies that work up. I mean, even my charity work, the charity work we attempted to get done this year, whether it was Respect 90 Foundation or the boxing we set up for the Crushers Club. I mean, the cooperation is incredible. My first indoctrination is the Cubs convention, which is like, wow. I mean, you walk in there and it just smacks you in the face, all the folks that are really into it, and the organization and the tradition, et cetera. So from top to bottom, man, everybody's on board. But I'm here to tell you, Theo and Jed, the support you feel or you receive from the front office to my office, to the coaching staff, to the clubhouse, it doesn't get better.